The journey west and the great expansion of the United States of America as told by the bald eagle, rattlesnake, fox, and dove. Video 2, Asian and European, and some others, in prehistory. Questions for reflection and further research will be in the video description below. The fire snapped loudly in the darkness. A cold wind swept across the prairie.
Fox curled her tail around herself. "Well," she said, "this chapter should cause trouble."
Snake's rattles buzzed happily. Excellent.
Dove sighed softly. "Must every argument make you happy?"
Yes, Snake answered proudly.
High above them, bald eagle circled beneath the stars before landing beside the others.
This chapter, Eagle said carefully, contains mysteries.
"And disagreements," Fox added quickly.
"And theories," Dove said.
"And maybe hidden truths," Snake finished with amusement.
Fox grinned, which sometimes makes humans confused.
The others nodded.
Eagle looked toward the northern horizon. For many years, he began. Most historians believe the first people entered North America from Asia across a land bridge called Beringia during the Ice Age.
Sea levels were lower then, Dove explained.
Much lower, Snake added. People and animals could move between Asia and North America.
Fox flicked her ears. "And there is strong evidence for this."
Eagle nodded. Genetics, archaeology, and ancient tools all support it.
But, Snake interrupted, the real arguments begin after that.
Fox's eyes gleamed. "Oh, yes, they do."
The flames danced higher.
Dove tilted her head thoughtfully. Some researchers believe people may also have traveled along coastlines in boats.
Snake nodded, traveling down the Pacific coast.
Others believe there may have been several migrations over long periods of time, Eagle added.
Fox looked toward the dark ocean far beyond the horizon. "And then come the bigger arguments."
Snake's tail rattled eagerly. The possible visitors.
Dove folded her wings carefully. Some claims are much stronger than others.
Very much stronger, Eagle agreed.
Fox grinned mischievously, which means Snake is about to treat every mystery like proven fact.
Snake looked offended. I merely enjoy possibilities.
"You enjoy chaos," Dove corrected gently.
Snake smiled proudly. Sometimes.
The fire crackled again.
Eagle spoke first. The strongest evidence for pre-Columbian European contact comes from the Vikings.
Fox nodded immediately. "Now that part is real."
"Very real," Dove agreed.
Snake lifted proudly. About 500 years before Columbus, Norse explorers from Greenland reached North America.
Led by Leif Erikson and others, Eagle added.
Fox glanced toward the north. At a site now called Meadows in Newfoundland, archaeologists discovered Viking buildings and artifacts.
Which means, Snake said dramatically, Europeans reached North America centuries before Columbus.
Yes, Eagle answered calmly. But there is no evidence the Vikings created large permanent settlements deep inside the continent.
Fox tilted her head. Those stories in the Norse sagas describe lands farther south.
Dove nodded. Vinland.
Snake's eyes gleamed. Some believe Viking explorers may have traveled much farther than we know.
Possibly, Eagle admitted carefully.
Fox looked thoughtful. "What I find interesting is that for many years people mocked the Viking stories."
Snake snorted, until evidence appeared.
Dove nodded softly. "That is an important lesson in history."
Fox smiled faintly. "Sometimes stories dismissed as legends do contain truth."
Snake rattled approvingly.
The wind shifted. Far away, thunder rumbled.
After a long silence, Fox spoke again. "Now we arrive at the dangerous part of the chapter."
Snake grinned broadly. My favorite part.
Dove sighed deeply.
Fox continued. "Some people argue there may have been contact between North America and Asia long after the first migrations."
Especially along the Pacific coast, Eagle added.
"There are stories of drifting ships," Dove said carefully.
And similarities in tools, art, boats, and even some words, Snake added eagerly.
Fox flicked her tail. "But evidence is debated."
Strongly debated, Eagle emphasized.
Dove nodded. "Some similarities may come from coincidence."
Or from different people solving similar problems in similar ways, Eagle explained.
Snake lifted his head stubbornly, where they may have had contact.
Fox grinned. and there we have the argument.
The fire popped loudly.
Snake continued before anyone could interrupt him. There are also claims about Phoenicians or Carthaginians crossing the Atlantic.
Fox widened her eyes dramatically. Oh, now we are sailing deep into controversy.
Dove folded her wings tightly. The evidence there is far weaker.
Snake ignored her. The Phoenicians were extraordinary sailors.
That is true, Eagle admitted. They traveled widely through the Mediterranean and beyond.
Fox narrowed her eyes. But extraordinary sailors are not the same thing as proven visitors to North America.
Snake rattled softly. Some point to strange carvings, unusual artifacts, or old stories.
Most historians remain unconvinced, Dove said gently.
Fox smirked, which only makes some people and snakes more convinced.
Snake looked pleased. Exactly. And it may be the truth.
Eagle's voice became serious. Students must learn an important lesson here. Not every theory is true, but not every question should be forbidden either.
Dove nodded approvingly. Good history requires curiosity and caution together.
Fox grinned. Curiosity from Snake.
And caution from Dove, Snake muttered.
Precisely, Dove replied.
The moon rose higher overhead.
Fox stretched beside the fire. What about disease? She asked quietly.
The mood suddenly changed.
Eagle lowered his great head. Disease changed the history of the Americas forever.
Dove's voice softened. Many diseases arrived with Europeans after Columbus. Smallpox, measles, influenza, and others.
Snake's rattles buzzed grimly, and millions died.
Fox stared into the flames. But some researchers believe certain diseases may have crossed oceans earlier.
Possibly through limited contact, Eagle said carefully, though evidence remains uncertain.
Dove nodded. Historians and scientists still debate some of these questions.
Fox looked thoughtful. And there are also mysteries involving plants.
Snake perked up again. Yes, crops moving between continents.
Some plants clearly traveled after Columbus, Eagle explained, but others raised difficult questions.
Fox tilted her head. How could plants appear in distant places if nobody traveled there?
Dove answered carefully. Sometimes trade spreads things unexpectedly.
Sometimes seeds drift naturally, Eagle added.
And sometimes, Snake said dramatically, people traveled farther than we once believed.
Fox laughed softly. You do love mysteries.
Yes.
The wind blew sparks into the night sky.
After a moment, Dove spoke again. There are also claims about similarities between certain native languages and languages from the Old World.
Fox nodded slowly. Some people find those similarities fascinating.
But language comparisons can be dangerous, Eagle warned.
Snake rolled his eyes. Everything is dangerous to historians.
Eagle ignored him. Human languages sometimes develop similar sounds or words by coincidence.
Dove added gently, and real connections are often difficult to prove.
Snake lifted his head. But sometimes the evidence becomes much stronger than language alone.
Fox looked interested. Oh?
Snake nodded. Scientists have now compared ancient DNA from Polynesian peoples and indigenous peoples along the Pacific coast of South America.
The results surprised many researchers, Dove said.
They found shared genetic markers, Snake continued, showing that Polynesians and indigenous South Americans met and had children together, hundreds of years before Columbus sailed across the Atlantic.
Fox's ears perked up. So they actually met?
The genetic evidence strongly indicates that they did, Eagle replied. The best current evidence places that contact along the Pacific coast of what is now Colombia or Ecuador sometime round the 12th century.
Snake's rattles buzzed softly, and that is not the only clue.
The sweet potato? Dove asked with a smile.
Snake nodded. Exactly. Sweet potatoes originated in South America, yet they reached Polynesia centuries before Europeans crossed the Atlantic.
Fox tilted her head, and the Polynesians called it kumara.
A name remarkably similar to words used in parts of South America, Snake said.
Eagle added thoughtfully, the sweet potato itself is strong evidence that something or someone crossed the Pacific.
Fox grinned. So the Polynesians were incredible sailors.
They certainly were, Eagle replied. Their double-hulled voyaging canoes crossed thousands of miles of open ocean using the stars, winds, currents and waves.
Snake continued. There are other clues as well. Some archaeologists have studied chicken bones found in Chile that may have Polynesian origins.
But that evidence is still debated, Dove reminded him gently.
Snake nodded. Yes. Interesting, but not as certain as the genetic evidence.
Fox looked thoughtful. And what about similarities in languages, tools, or artwork?
They may be meaningful, Eagle answered, or they may simply reflect people solving similar problems in similar ways.
Dove smiled. Some cultural similarities are intriguing.
But by themselves, Eagle continued, they do not prove contact.
Fox looked toward the stars. So what should readers believe?
The others became quiet.
At last Eagle answered, believe strong evidence when it exists.
The Viking evidence, Dove said.
Yes, Eagle replied.
And the Polynesian genetic evidence, Snake added.
Remain open-minded and curious about possibilities, Fox said.
But careful about weak claims, Dove finished.
Eagle nodded. History is strongest when curiosity walks hand in hand with evidence.
Fox smiled faintly. So this video is less about certainty
and more about questions, Eagle said.
Snake's rattles buzzed softly. Questions are where discovery begins.
Dove looked into the fire, and sometimes where arguments begin too.
Fox laughed, especially with humans.
Eagle spread his mighty wings. The past is often more complicated than people wish.
Snake nodded, and sometimes stranger.
The fire burned low beneath the stars. Far away, waves crashed against distant shores. No one around the fire had ever fully seen. Or perhaps, just not yet. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this chapter, I hope you'll click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss future videos and new history series. Until next time, thank you for watching and never stop learning.